It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Apartheid was very successful. It institutionalized the mind, and it has put people, if you're black and you're poor, you still stays in Gugulethu and Khayelitsha. If you colored, a yellow skin, and if you're poor, you will stay across the other line of the railway line. So you will stay in Manenberg, you will stay in the township. And how do you bring these communities together? So we are 21 years in democracy, but we're still trapped in the geographical areas of apartheid.
You've been crying in the rain at Jabulani, and you've always been the same at Jabulani. There's always just a chance at Jabulani.
Can we start with unmute? Okay, then we start with the ballet and Robin will do something. Change the program. Is it okay? Yeah?
Move forward, let Andile just say something.
Up and start. Oh, and there we go. And breathe. Onthou, ons moet die kinders inspireer. Ons moet hulle inspireer that you can be whoever you want to be. Okay? No matter what their circumstances, this is what we're going to do with these school children. That's it. Okay? And then they must see excellence. They must get out of here and say, either I'm going to turn my life around, and you don't need to become a dancer. That's not the issue. It's for you to become somebody. That's what it is for the primary and the high schools, okay? If you're going to look at the production while we put it together in this way, it needs to speak to social cohesion. So the artists that we pick, and specifically the dance groups that is part of this particular hour-and-a-half production, is besides having a quality production, because we take the best, it is to change the mindset of people. So everybody is picked accordingly what you're bringing to that stage. So it's what the audience is going to experience visually, wow, but also going to leave there by saying to him or herself, my good grief, if these people can work together on a production, we must do something about our communities.
Hola, hola.
Voor ons begin wil ek net vir julle voorstel aan ons span by Kunste Kaap. Ek is Marlene de Roux van Kunste Kaap. Dit is absoluut wonderlik om hier in kokende warmte in Woester te wees, né? Dis absoluut wonderbaarlik. Ek sê altyd ja, dis 'n Woester. Nou wat ons gaan doen? Maak toe jou oogies. Close your eyes. We're going to take you on a journey that you're going to experience and that you're going to say to yourself, ek gaan iets word in die lewe. Ek gaan 'n rolmodel raak in die woestyn. En die kunstenaars wat ek vandag gaan beleef, gaan my hele lewe
that sometimes in this new dispensation, we're actually moving much more wider from each other, the colored community and the black community. It's actually the divide is getting bigger and no one wants to talk about it. What is your stance in it as an artist? How can we overcome this?
By working together, by coming into each other's spaces. Like, for instance, the history I have with Camilo, it's quite big because I've known him in this industry and he respects my craft as a singer, and he's not one who says, no, I won't work with her, she can't sing. Because you get things like that even in our own community. For all these years, he trusted in my craft and he's given me opportunities like Artscape has done, and it's not about color. It's about craft, it's about arts.
One thing I would like to ask Nadine in particular as well is that how do you feel when you are on stage in your wheelchair? What does it do to you in particular?
For me, it is quite fulfilling and also, as you said, feeling free. And I think it goes for anybody with or without a disability. It's being on that stage and doing what you love and doing what you feel passionate about, regardless of where you come from, what you've experienced in life. It's just being on that stage as honest and as real as possible. And also programs like these, being able to give back to the communities and to younger audiences, also to create an awareness for them to see that there's more to life than whatever you are experiencing. And there's a big world out there if you just dream big and also work hard to get to wherever it is that you want to be and whatever it is that you want to become, that it is possible.
Persons with disability are invisible in the communities. And this new element that we brought into the rural areas is to make persons with disability visible without talking, but on stage, not with a food parcel and not with a SASSA grant.
Ek is baie lief vir dans. En as jy gebore met 'n talent is, met talent moet jy seker maak dat jy maak gebruik daarvan.
I live in a small city called Kleinvlei, East River.
A city.
It's a little city, we call it a city.
Do you think that your dancing, being as a young person, actually took you out of and brought you a little bit in different opportunities?
I started living in Kleinvlei probably at the age of 13. It was a bit difficult because, I mean, I have relatives that they use drugs, the alcohol abuse, and it's so sad. And I see so much youngsters out there that has the ability to sing, that has the ability to dance, to act, to drama. And to see them going into that gap of what Kleinvlei actually stands for and what people know Kleinvlei for, it's so sad.
People are quite amazed by this kind of work. Firstly, because a lot of disabled people have the tendency to think that they can't do everything or the same things as an able-bodied person can do, and they always tend to limit themselves also and place themselves in a box, also because it's what we used to, it's what society does to us, so we also tend to place ourselves in these little boxes and think, well, I can't do what the next person does, so I'll rather stay in my home or do what I'm used to or do what I can.
I haven't been a part of the apartheid era, but to be a part of this new journey that's afterwards and taken my talent that God has blessed me with and appreciating. I think that's why we all do it, because we love it. We don't do it for fame, we don't do it for money. And and that fulfillment that we get, and to show it to the audience, whether we fall, but to do it with a smile. Get it, that's what I always say, the best feeling to come off stage is knowing that you've done your best and coming off with a smile.
Do the two of you socially interact besides being on stage?
Classic situation, when we're at home, weekends. A simple interaction where we'll just come over, watch ballet DVDs together so that we can improve ourselves. And so, yes.
How do you make people see that a black ballet dancer can lift a white ballet dancer on stage and nothing is going to happen? Do you think it's because you have the ballet in common and also that you worked together that you can see a new South Africa?
Knowing our country's history and what we're trying to break through our own art form and as people, as youngsters in this new generation, I think that's what we're trying to aim. And sometimes we're not aware of it, but in actual fact, that's what we're trying to do.
Well, I enjoyed all parts. It was very fun. And yeah, if you don't want to be a dancer, you can always be a singer. And if you love music, teach the children outside there what they can do for a living when they don't want to go learn or they don't have money to learn. There's always something else outside.
I love the part when they say you must show your talent out and enjoy yourself. And also, if you are finished with dancing, you can become a dance teacher and so on. I love that because I love to dance.
It was very nice and very inspiring, and now I actually know where I want to go in life.
It was very nice, enjoyed it very much. I hope we'll come again.
I shake the mic, you see. You take it. Shake it. Like I give it to you. Yes, I take it back. Yes, I give it to you. It's easy.
It's fun. It's just nice.
We need to go and reach out in the locations, in the townships. We need to go and do work there. People need to find one another again. musicians and artists need to find one another again and really, reach out and care and help and uplift and impart and empower and inspire people so that we can write together, create together, perform together, realize that we are one people within, in South Africa. Though we come from diverse backgrounds, we are one people, and if we can realize that unity is what brought down apartheid, it is that unity that can also create a real rainbow nation.
You will stay across the other line of the railway line. So you will stay in Manenberg, you will stay in the township. And how do you bring these communities together? So we are 21 years in democracy, but we're still trapped in the geographical areas of apartheid. Apartheid was very successful. It institutionalized the mind, and it has put people, if you're black and you're poor, you still stays in Gugulethu and Khayelitsha. If you colored, a yellow skin, and if you're poor, you will
It was a gun.
Not voting. If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Jump, jump, jump. You've been crying in the rain at Jabulani. And you've always been the same at Jabulani.